This is your Swing Alpha Trade Report for November 7th, 2017. Again, two new all-time highs in the last two trading days. We are still long-term bullish the market. However, we do expect some form of consolidation phase to appear here, although it's been quite bullish within the last month. We are currently holding about 54.5% in longs, so we're still gaining exposure to the rising market. However, we have saved up cash for when the pullback does happen. We can buy the next rally. Next, looking at emerging markets, EEM. We look at emerging markets approximately once every month or two. Again, showing very strong bullishness within the last year. It's still been going up in this bullish rising channel. We do not see any selling at the moment, so we can only expect emerging market stocks to continue up. Next is UUP. UUP is an ETF representing a basket of currencies versus the US dollar. So as you can see, the US dollar had been losing value over the last year. However, we do see what appears to be a bottoming pattern. You can even say it looks like a head and shoulders pattern if you believe in that. We have a recent breakout about 2 weeks ago. We have higher lows, higher highs. So we are generally now bullish the US dollar. Before we go over the trades, I just wanted to show you why we trade in such small position sizes sometimes. So you'll see us issuing alerts that say only use 2% or 3% or maybe 5% of your account for the position. I believe our largest trade was about 7% of your account. And the reason is because there is a small possibility, a small probability of a black swan event. And so I wanted to show you this stock called WINS. WINS was a Chinese stock, basically a scam stock. It had been manipulated up for quite some time, and around March, the scam was detected. Quite a lot of traders were entering in shorts around March, and you can Google what happened to WINS, and you'll see that people are issuing shorts around March. The NASDAQ was alerted, and it immediately sold off for the next 2 months. NASDAQ did not freeze trading, which is a little strange. And then we believe the last few days of trading was a very powerful short squeeze. We're not really sure what caused this. I'm sure if you Google it, you could eventually figure out what happened. We did not trade WINS. This was not the kind of patterns that we trade. However, you could see that in the end of June, a few days into June, you could see there was a trade halt. All trading was halted, and all shares that are being held in WINS were frozen, and it's been about 4 months now, more than 4 months, and it's still frozen, still halted. So any trader that had a long, whether it be a day trade or an overnight trade, their shares are frozen. So if a trader came in with 30% of their account or 50% of their account, and it got frozen in a trade halt, even if this trade halt, if it exits the trade halt and value is still good, it still stays around 200. We do not believe that, but if it does, you would have lost about 4 months of trading with that cash. You would have lost a huge opportunity cost. Now, we actually believe that when it does open, it'll just go to zero and the stock ticker will be removed off the NASDAQ. So this is why you should never trade in a large position size, whether it be swing trade or day trade. You should always be aware of these very strange black swan events, very rare ones, but they do happen every now and then. And we had 3 trades recently we'll go over. The first is JNUG. Alpha level members were alerted to go long yesterday at close, what appeared to be a breakout from this pivot position. Although today it did fall right back below the resistance, so we're hesitant of the trade again. JNUG is our first hedge in the market for several months now. It's a very small position size. Members are told to only use about 4% of your account in JNUG. So it's a relatively small hedge, but if the market does correct, if it does consolidate, we could see some bullish price action in JNUG in gold. The next trade is XPO. Members were told all members were told, it was a trade of the week. All members were told to go long XPO on the 25th of August towards the close. So that would be this green candle right here. And then today, early in the day, all members were alerted to exit the position for a 28.7% profit today. So you've gotten in this candle, you were sold up here. So congrats to anybody who took this very nice trade. Lastly, there's Snap. Oh, Snap. So members were alerted to go long on October 30th at the open. So that would be this green candle right here towards the bottom. And then we got some green feet. Originally, we were bullish this stock, but price action just wasn't working as we had expected. We saw this inverted hammer here, and it just looked like it was selling off. My throat is a little dry. So it didn't look right, and we got cold feet. And so we issued an alert a little less than an hour before market close, informing all alpha level members just get out of Snap. We just didn't trust it enough. Sorry, let me get some water here. So if you had exited when we sent the alert, you would have gained approximately about 1.7% profit in Snap. It was relatively insignificant, less than half a risk unit. And fortunately, we did because earnings did hit 10 minutes after the market close, and this is what we're really worried about. And I'm going to show you what happened right at market close. About 15 minutes after market close here. Let's see if Snap loads. Yes, you see this really deep red candle here. This is what happens in the aftermarket. So it immediately sold off. It seems to have retested in these little flash spikes here. It does seem to be being bought up at the moment, but we do not believe that it's going to recover anytime soon. So if you did not exit before close, if you're still holding this, just get out at market open as soon as you can. Unless price opens back up around here, which is highly unlikely. If it opens anything below 13 or below, just get out. We have no faith in Snap right now. So that concludes the trade report for November 7th, 2017.